Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Give me my little boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Give me my little boy.
Good afternoon, morning, evening, depending on where you are. How you doing? This is Manny. It's Friday here, so I'm quite relaxed. Actually, I'm having a very busy day, so I'm not that relaxed. But we're here anyway. How you all doing? Grey Dog, what's happening? Thank you very much for the resub. Terry's here. Hello, Terry. You can see in the right-hand corner our new Aurora logo. The L6 has its own little logo. So that's what we've come up with as an experiment. We'll get your feedback, see what you think. That could easily become a inlay on the headstock or an inlay on the 12th fret. I do like the linear representation of those northern lights or southern aurora, whichever one you want to refer to, whichever hemisphere you're at. So where are we up to? Today we've got lots on. We've got this body all shaped now. You can see I've trimmed it all down. Okay, starting to look like one now. Fixed that corner up that was chipped. You can't even tell. It's all good. Pieces are all on there. So that's ready to be planned now for the carve. We're going to mark that up. The other thing that Terry will be very excited to see is little brass rods with little pieces of purple heart in them. Try to focus that. Don't think I can focus that. Can I focus that? There we go. It's not the best. But anyway, these are the things we're going to make the markers out of. That is a 6mm size or a 1/4 inch. That's for the majority of the markers. For the 12th fret, we're going to go with a larger 9mm and offset by a couple of 1/4 or 1/8 of 7-inch 3mm on either side. We'll lay those out and I'll show you what I mean when we get that going. Pretty. You like pretty things. I know you would. Workbench. But that's not the workbench. Let me fix that camera up. Hang on a second. Just got to get this camera right. Is that the right camera? Is that even working? It's not working. No wonder. We've got to plug that guy in. What happened there? It's died in the backside. Let's re-enable that. Ooh. Okay, I've got an issue. Let me fix that up. Let me unplug that. Got back in. That should work now. Ah, yes, we've got power now. Just didn't power up properly. Hopefully that will work. Try and enable that again. Okay, wrong room. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, finally found it. Excellent. Right, back to it. So we want to get this guy laid out. We've also got our template for our neck profile. You can see it's a little bit different to the acoustic profile. Similarities, but very, very different. We've got our neck woods. We're going to line these guys up, get this guy all figured out, and understand where the profile's going. Add some wood here, add some wood here, and we're going to get that prepped and glued up so that the neck is well underway. Here's our fretboard. Let's have a look at what we're going to do here. So what the idea is here is as follows. We use the 6mm dots here with the brass ring on 3, on 5, on 7, on 9, at 12, we're going to use a big guy in the middle, offset with 2 little tiny guys on either side, something like that, and those little guys will be these tiny little brass little guys. So there'll be a pretty much, I'll just make it using the 6s so you can get an idea. Like that. And then we're going to continue down here with 4 more of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I was thinking. Keep it at 6. There is an alternative to that as well. And of course down here I'm going to use 2 little tiny 3s. We're going to put the 24th fret, which is the start of the next 12th fret, the next octave, and the last one in this fretboard, this note here. We're going to put 2 little tiny ones because that is quite narrow in there. Now the other option is of course to put, after the 12th, downsize and go 3mm dots all the way down. We could do that as well. Very subtle. Dana, what's going on? Sorry you're late, don't be. Aha, stream. How'd it go, Tom? Always check, my friend, always check. We've got the schedule, check that first. And if it's not on the schedule, check anyway. So we're just discussing, we've got things like this brass rod here. We've got brass rods, brass tubes actually, and we put a little bit of purple heart in that. If we manage to, you get the gist. Put some colour on that, and you can actually see that dot. That's what's going in our fretboard, with a little brass ring around it, so that'll make it nice and cute. Mario, what's going on? Now, if you look in the right-hand corner. Right now, you'll see the logo for Aurora L6. That's our model logo. That is the logo I'm thinking of using as a headstock marker and also as a 12th fret marker because you could use little bits of bone, little bits of wood, little bits of brass or gold or whatever you want to use and replicate that aurora, those northern lights. So that's the logo for this model. I think it's obviously, I'm going to have my name on there, but it's one of our flagships that we want to start producing now, and so we're going to do that. And that's the logo there. I like that. It's quite simple, Tom. It looks like what it's meant to look like. There's also an appearance of strings, like a harp or a stringed instrument. So it sort of does a couple of things, you know, plays a couple of roles there, if you like, in a branding / logarithmic / marketing sort of ploy. You know, it does look like an aurora. It also looks like a wavelength or a wave, a wave, a sound wave. It also looks like a stringed instrument, a harp, or something like that. Or a washboard. It looks like a washboard. That's also an instrument, although we're not making washboards. But anyway, so what we're going to do is start preparing. We're going to drill these holes out here. We're going to lay this guy out. So we're going to have the following. Quarter inch, quarter inch, quarter inch, quarter inch, eighth of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, and then either quarter, eighth, or eighth. We'll make a decision soon, but we'll do the first lot anyway. Also, Manny, I think we have a name for this one if you approve. Dana, what is this one? It has to be an Aurora model, but if you want a nickname for it, go for it. Nifty! Purple heart calf top, very, very nice. You know what that's like with purple hearts. Heavy pieces of things. Shoot. The Majestic. Ooh. That is pretty cool. That is exactly what we're making. Yep, and it's going to have gold hardware. Yes, unspecified hardware would be gold. That's right. It's quite an upmarkety, flashy looking model, but we're trying to get the alignment here for this. So I reckon absolutely we'll go 6, 6, 6, 6, 9. This is in millimeters. I might go 3 and 3 here, and then 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, or 6, 6, 6, 6, 3, 3. It might look a bit broken up. We're going to check that out in a little minute. Let's do the first 4 and the 12th fret because we know what we're doing with those. This is the cap. This is the cap we made for the back. It's a little piece off the front. So to show Nifty, who hasn't been around for a little while, we've got mahogany. We've got a laminate to protect the back from getting scratched. So there's a beautiful piece of mahogany under there. We've got purple heart. And we're going to carve that guy out. Don't worry about that. They're just saw lines, and it's a little bit of a saw tear out there. It's not it's only a little bit of flat. That's all going to get carved away, so you won't see any of that. And we'll mark that guy out as well. What I might do is leave this out. I have marked out the neck pocket where the tenon is going to go, the mortise, I should say, joint in there, or the mortise cavity, and the tenon will go in there. I've got to get it right. The language is important. Look at these guys. I've got all these brass things. There's so many different types. Tubes. Now with the little tubes, because we can't cut doobie whackers that are that small, we're going to put a bit of dust in there and glue dust in there, like fill it up with dust. And then once we polish it up, you won't tell. It'll look like a little disc in there. But anyway, let's get this out of the way. Let's get the fretboard up here. Let's do some work on that. Pop that over here. Here's our rosewood. We'll get the drill out. We'll get our 6mm drill. We'll drill these holes. Actually, what is that diameter? I'm pretty sure it's 6. Let me double check that. Make sure we get this pipe right. Also have to cut these to size with the Dremel. A little bit of sawing with the Dremel because I want them accurate and I want them neat and tidy. I don't want them frayed with a big saw. So let's measure the diameter, get that right. I think they're 6. Yes, they are. They're 6mm, so we're good there. Okay. Let's grab our 6mm drill bit, 1/4 inch, if you like. got an 1/8 of an inch as well here somewhere, I think. No, that's not an 1/8. 3/16, 1/4 inch, 5/16. What have we got? Oh yes, there we go. 7/64. Is that the 1/8? 3 mil. I'll find it. But this is the one I want now, 1/4 inch. And we're going to drill the first 4 here and get those prepped. I want to just put one of these rods in there and just test out the fit. We're going to go down about 3 millimeters, or about an 1/8 of an inch down. We've already pre-marked these centers. Like so. Five. Seven. 9. Okay, we've got them ready. Do a test fit. Reasonably good. Yeah, that looks really good. That's going to fit nicely. Let's get our Dremel out, cut these rings out, and start getting some of those in there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the logo up there. I want to add a picture. I want to find the file. There we go. So we can see the logo. I don't know why I'm promoting that logo, but it's funny anyway. Ha! Shoddy counting skills. We leave the counting up to Terry. She is the counter of the beans. She's the counter of the beans. I need a Dremel. Where do I get one of those? In the cupboard, apparently. Here we go. All right, we've got our Dremel here. I'm going to pop a little disc cutting wheel on there, and that'll help us cut. There's one already on there. I should be able to use that guy. Let's see how we go with that guy. Let me just grab my extension cord, if you may, if you will, if you please. Let's test this out and see what it does. It could be a complete failure. Is it likely to be a failure, Terry? Is it likely to be a failure? I ask you, because you'd know. No, it cuts it like butter. It's great. Oh. So that's what we get. Okay. Looks pretty good. I freaking that looks freaking awesome. I'm going to glue that in. Okay, let's keep them aside. There's one. Let's mark the next one. I won't actually put the okay, we're going to hammer those in because they're a little bit on the larger side. So what I'll do is I'll cut the rings, insert the rings, and then hammer, tap in the purple heart center. Heavy metal guitar, nifty. There's a little bit of metal about it. I don't know how heavy it is, but there's a bit of metal about it. Let's cut the next piece. You guys can't see me doing that. I'll just quickly adjust that slightly. There we go. I'm just cutting it down here on this block. Ooh, that's hot. It's a perfect fit. Don't worry about the rough edges, that'll all be sanded. Now we need to get a little wooden block in there, but we'll do that later. Let's firstly work out these little ringlets, get the little ring guys ready. Just cleaning the inside, make sure there's no burrs. We want it nice and smooth. Okay, next piece of brass. We need another 2 of these. Little sand inside there. Remove any burrs. Test fit that guy. If it's a little bit proud, that's fine. We're going to sand that guy down, file him down. He's not that proud anyway. He's not too bad. This one's a little bit on the proud side, but that's okay. What I'll do is I'll drill this guy out a little bit more. Oh, there's a bit of dust in there. That's why. Let's try and fit that again. Yeah, that's better. Yep, that's good. Okay, a little bit proud, that's fine. Another one done, one more to go, and then we'll glue those in and see what they look like. Terry, are you happy so far? The Majestic, I like the name, sounds magical. It is. Terry, are you happy so far? Is this up your alley? And that's the last one of these little ring guys. And that'll go in there like so. Oh, very nice. That's perfect. Good. Let's do that. So, a couple of things. First one's ready to go in. Get some glue. Super glue, a couple of dots. It's fouled up. I'll just give that a little me out. I've got more glue. It's a good thing I've got more glue, Terry. More glue somewhere. I don't have an open one, have I? Do I have an open one? No, I have to open a new one. That's okay, I've got a new one. That's all dried up and gone. They don't last long. Get a new tube, mate. Get a new tube out. New tube. New tube. New tube. Sounds like YouTube. Okay, did pop it. Good. Okay. A little bit of glue. Pop that guy in. Tap him in. Lovely. 1, 2. Fine. A little bit proud, but that's okay. Good. There we go. 4 in there. Right. Done. Got to get some wood in there. I was reading an article about a couple of custom makers, and what they said was the hardest thing about coming up with new designs. Anyone? God, I don't know. Tell us, Tom. Illuminate us. Trying to hammer these in because they're a little bit big. We get there. Okay, that one's hammered in. And when I... Okay, let's add some more glue in there. It's dried up. When I file those flat, it'll be flush. Try and find a little guy to hammer in there. Basically easier than putting dust in there and worrying about dust. What we're doing here is we're just sticking these little guys in here, hammering them in, filling up the void, and then once we polish them, it'll be fine. Only because the discs are a little bit smaller, the tube, sorry, is a little bit smaller than the cutouts that we've got. Okay, let them dry off. File those down. Take the hide off them. And there we have it. So that's what you get. That one's nice and robustly sound, as they say. That guy looks good too. The difference. Nearly there. There we go. 3. Anyway, but they argue taking the weight of the headstock out of the equation balances the guitar better. Really? Depends how well the rest of the guitar is made, I think, or how it's balanced. The body has a lot to do with it. I found that chambering not only gave me better tone, but it actually gave me the weight to balance with the necks and the headstocks that I use. It's horses for courses. I mean, I get it. I get where they're coming from. It is a challenge, absolutely. Balance is very important. Okay, that one's showing through too. So that one's ready as well. So there's the first 4. What do you think of that? Looks good with the rosewood, I think. Feels weird. Yeah, carvings are pretty weird. Those Kiesel ones, I don't know how guys play them. I get that they're shred machines, but wow, they blow me away. Okay, next thing. We've got to repeat the process. We're going to use 2 different guys now. Let me just quickly fix this up. A little bit on the high side still. There we go. Okay, what we want to do is get the big guy in the middle. I need to mark the middle. Where's my pencil gone? It's in the other room, isn't it? Probably. Let me grab that. Back in a sec. We'll hang this acoustic body up. I did make so I'm in the process of making, here's an acoustic that we're making, that commission job. Blackwood for your benefit, nifty, with tape on it. Tassie blackwood, back and sides, bunya pine top. We'll hang that guy up in a minute. What I want to do is I want to mark the center line on this guy up, because I've got 2 dots, and I just want to get the positioning and the spread right. First things first, we're doing the middle hole. I've got to decide whether I use 8 or 9 millimeters. I'm going to measure these and see which one is less intrusive. I want it to leave a mark, make a mark. This one's a 9, I think, that dot. Probably go with a 9. That's a nice size, just to show up. And then 2 little 3 millimeter dots on each side of it. Gatto, what's going on? Yeah, when that's oiled, it'll look good, nifty. Absolutely, 100%. So let me grab the calipers here, just check what we've got here. Here's our disc. This guy. Let's measure that up and double check our things. That's 9.26, 9.25. And that's 9.1. So we're going to go with this pipe here. Okay, so we need a 9 millimeter or 9.5 millimeter, close to 9.5. I can do a 9. There's always a little bit of play there. 9 mil, where are you? I have to find the 9. It's in here, he says. Is it in the other room? It's in the other room. Let me grab a 9 mil. Off before I break it. Okay, let's get this guy marked out. Right smack bang in the middle of the 12th. Okay, that's that one. Perfect fit, beautiful fit, nice and tight, nice and neat. Once we get that in, we can then space out and understand if we use a 3 mil or a 2 mil or a 4 mil pipe. I've got all of them. So that's the hole for this guy. I need to cut a little guy. So let's get this cut. Got my 2 mil marking right here. course it bounced away and I didn't see it, did I? I can cut another one. It'll be here somewhere. Drop straight down. Where are you? There it is. Gotcha. Right, so that guy goes in there. Let's clean out those burrs. You know what would make shell casings, brass shell casings would make really good rings as well. Does that fit in there nicely? It does. Okay, I'm going to tap that in. A bit proud. That's okay. We'll file that off. Get some wood in there. Now I don't know how this is going to work. We'll see how this goes. I think I need to tap that in with a, I might need to fill it with dust. We'll see how we go. If I can get this, the majority of the bulk in there, glue that in, hold it in place. That's it. That's what I wanted to do. Grab some glue. Fix that guy in. Then I can just add a couple of these little guys here and fill that in. It's a bit too big. This one here. Whoops, knocked it out. Get in there. I'm not happy with that. I'm going to do another one. I'm not happy with that one. My nippers that grab. Pull that out. The good thing with brass is it is soft, so you can work it quite easily. Pull that out. Got to get a little bit deeper in that hole because it is a little bit concave because of the drill bit. Let me just drill that down a little bit more. That's better. That'll take a nicer piece, a little bit deeper and more stable. Let's cut another piece. That's a lot better. That's a better fit. That's a lot better. Yeah, that's right down in there. Almost flush. That's good. That's what I wanted. Now I need to get one of these dots in there. This is the challenging part. I might just trim one of these on this sander here. I might just grind a little bit of that off. Taking a little bit of that off, we might just get it to fit in there. almost, a little bit more. Almost, a little bit more. Just use it a bit. It's just as quick. Just about right, nearly there. Almost. Almost. Got to be very patient. I want to get it a nice tight fit. I don't want to overdo it, and I don't want to underdo it, of course. So I'm just wearing that around on the edges till I wear enough off. The good thing with Purple Heart is it's very hard, so it's very forgiving. You can't overplay it easily. Nearly there, not quite. Checking the shape always, making sure it's round and not oval. Sometimes we can wear it too much on the wrong side and it loses its shape. That's nice and round. It's too small to do it on a sander because there's nowhere to grab it or hold it, so just a little bit of a grind. Almost there. A little bit on this side. Glue. Nice big dollop. Dot. And hammer time. Got it. File that down and check the size and see what the sides are going to look like. that big ring there. We've got the big one in there as well. Okay. Now we've got a 3mm. It can go right there, or I can go a bigger one and go right there, and right there. I think that's going to be fine right there, I think. Let's measure this up. 3.5. 3.4, 3.5. Let me get maybe a 4mm. Something a little bit bigger maybe. Yeah, that's going to look nicer, I think. 4mm. 4 it is. We'll do the 4. Just going to mark that out again. Make sure I know where I'm going. I'm going to go a little bit closer to the edge. This one here, right there. Mark that out, mark that out, mark that out. Where's my little spike? Here it is. Spot on. Right there, perfect. 4mm, 4mm. Geez, I don't know, maybe it'll go a bit smaller. Is 4 going to be too big? No, 4's going to be fine. 4's going to be good. Okay, 4mm it is. Grab the 4mm bit. And I'll get the right guy. I'm going to start with the 1/8. Ooh, hang on a second. Hang on a minute, I've got an idea. Hang on a minute, I've got an idea. No, we'll do the 4. We'll do the 4. That's fine. There's that 4. Done. So either side of that guy. Either side of that guy. Bigger one. Perfect. Fits nicely. Okay. Drop both of them. I can't find either. They're tiny. They'll be around. Let's cut some more. I've got to just do it somewhere where I don't drop them. Let's go this way. Okay, got those. Ooh, hey, hot. Hot, 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 hot. Put that guy in there. Nice. Nice. And there's the differentiator. You've got that little guy there. There are the two dots. We're going to file those down. We're going to put a little bit of dust in there now. I've got dust here. When you can't cut them so small, you need to put the dust in there. So let's quickly drop some glue in there and throw some of that in there. Where's my spike? I'm going to pack that in. Put some more glue on top of it. Pack that in. Pack it right in. Do the excess off there. Drop glue to seal that. That'll sink right in the bottom. It has. It is proud, so we will file that down. Do the same on the other side. Bumstead, thank you very much for the resub. How you doing, man? Marky Mark, what is happening? NetNode also, with a gifted sub to Gatto. Thank you very much earlier on, NetNode, for that. And Grey Dog with a resub, 50 months. The guy's a legend. The dog is in the house, and the dog is part of this. Orby's here. Willie's here. How you doing, guys? What's happening? Jen, what's going on? Good to see you too. Thank you for dropping in. What is happening? Lise, what's going on? Are you well? We're putting on little brass rings and purple heart dots in the middle. So we're doing these ones here, which are a little bit trickier because they're only 1/8 of an inch. These are the 12th fret markers, just offsetting the big guy in the middle. I'll give that a wipe down in a minute once I get this dust in there. So let me do that. Do the same for this guy. Get some glue in there. Drop some of this in there. Jam that in. Pack it in. Pack it in. We did manage to cut out discs for the 6mm and the 9mm. But of course the 3 or 4mm is a little bit trickier. So we're going to do it this way. It is proud. Get some glue in there now and let that sit right in. Let that harden. We'll file that off and see what they look like. Now, my question to you guys and girls is, for the 24th fret markers, the 2, I'll probably use a couple of these small ones. Do we go small for these 4 or do we go back to 6mm? What do you think? Put a poll up. At least I'm going to go with a poll. I'm going to decide whatever the people decide. Let the people say and speak and have their say. What do you say, guys? What are we doing there? Mask up. Yeah, it's not the dust. It's the smoke from the silly thing that I was burning. I'm good now. Okay. I'm going to file these down while we wait. let's decide what we want to do. So we want to, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 markers left. Do we go 6 millimeters or 1/4 inch and an 1/8 there, or do we go an 1/8 all the way down? That is the question. Ooh, they're looking good. All right. Fret markers. What are we doing? Smallest? Smaller? I reckon smaller. I reckon smaller down here, and yeah, that looks really unique. So let's wipe this down and have a look at that, what it looks like with a little bit of spirits on there, just to get the colour going. Let's just see what they look like. Oh, they're nice. They're really nice. Look at that. They've still got to be radiused, so they're a little bit flush. You can see they're not quite as flat as they should be, but I've got to radius those as well. They're looking good. They're looking very good. The pole is up, but I forgot what the size. Doesn't matter. Smaller, we know, we can see it there. Those small ones look quite neat and very, very classy, as you say up there in North America. Smaller. I'm saying it and it sounds weird for some reason. Smaller. Fair enough, Willie. Small, smaller, smaller. I reckon you guys are right. I think the poll is going to tell us the truth, and that is so far 100% smaller. I think it's done. I think it's done. We're going to decide. We're going to go smaller. So let's just put the small formula. I've got the drill there and everything. The only reason I didn't want to change is because I've got the right drill bit in. Am I lazy, Terry? Is that a sign of laziness? I don't even know what that tune is. Terry, can you tell me what that tune is? No, it's not the theme from Benny Hill. 15. Let me just make these holes a little bit bigger. 17. Double check the placement as well. 19. 21 and 24. 2 on 24. There we go. All right. Let's do it. Once this is radius, they're going to look awesome. Awesome. Yeah, very good. Okay. All right. Drilling. Okay, there we have it. Good to go. Let's do these. That's the one. No, not lazy, efficient. Very funny. All right, we're good. Let's cut up some discs. Disc away. Disco duck, as we say. The smaller wins by 100%. There was never in doubt. It was never in doubt, Terry. Little baby pipes. Little baby guys, as Willie would call them. I did drop a couple down here. There we go, found it. That's what I want. And there's another one there. Found the first one that I lost. Okay, here we go. All right, so these guys in here. Let's tap them in. Let's tap them in. They're very fiddly. That's the one thing about this size that I should have insisted on. They're fiddly. They're going nicely once you hit them. There's that tune again, Terry. Don't have any clue what that's from. It's annoying, that's all I know about it. Going in easier than I thought. They look magnificent. That is a good size. Do you like those guys? They look good, don't they? The little ones look great past the 12th. It changes the look of that board and it shows more of that beautiful grain through there. Aha! Absentee ballot. If you want it counted, dude, don't do it. Ah, damn it. I hate it when that happens. Right, done. Oh, look at those. They look good, don't they? Also, I'm glad we picked the small ones. That's a really nice transition. From there, down, down, down into the small ones. That looks really good. Let's get some colour in there. Shall we get some colour in there, Terry? Do we need colour? Yes, it is a nice transition. Absolutely. You read my mind. I'm going to whack some glue in here first and then pour in some dust. Pack it down. See how that goes. Pack it down. Pack it in. Pack it in. Purple heart dust. This is why we collect it, isn't it right, Terry? To fill things in. Pack it in. Pack it in, guys. Smooth it over. Push it in to the top. Remember, it's getting radius, so it doesn't have to be right to the top because some of these are sticking out just slightly. It's pretty good. Couple to go. Get this finished before the string's over, and then took longer than I thought, but that's a good thing. Pack it in. Okay, it's pretty good. Two to go. Pack it in. More glue. Do it in layers. And that super glue will help it cement that dust into place, and it'll basically go rock hard. And then we'll be able to sand it and file it and do whatever we want with it. Were you whistling the Muffin Man song? No, I don't even know the Muffin Man song, but you never know with me. I was probably inadvertently, without meaning to, at least I reminded you of muffins, so that might be a good thing. I mean, it depends if you like muffins or not. A good blueberry muffin would be cool now with a nice coffee. A nice flat white with a blueberry muffin. Can you arrange that for me, Terry? Can you get one sent to my place right now? I've got to have lunch in a minute because I've got a busy afternoon, so I'm going to leave you guys in a sec. once we get this done, we're done for the day, in the workshop that is, and I've got to go back to my day job because I need to put food on the table, apparently, so they say, so they reckon. Dogs, what do they know? Okay, we're done. Let's have a look at this guy. Capture the spare dust, use it for next, keep it for another day. All right, there we go. Right, dots in there. And these little guys down here. Once they're dry, we're going to sand that, we're going to radius that board, and that's going to look fantastic. That's not a bad looking board. Looks pretty good. I wish I could. Ha! Yep, it would be good. I wish you could too. There we go, ladies and gents. You can see the sheeny shiny. It looks quite good. They are very subtle, those dots down the back, aren't they? They're very subtle, but they look good. And that 12th marker is just, I think it just breaks it up nicely, having that just splayed across the middle there. It's very subtle. It's nice, and it's a nice transition, as you said. So there is our board done and dusted. And on that note, I'm going to leave you there for the weekend. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate your support. Thank you for all the subscribers. Fret markers. We got it. We did it. Fret markers, brass and purple heart. Remember, on Monday, we will carve this guy. Okay, we've got the purple heart done now, trimmed up. Little tear out there was glued back, right there. Glued back, and that's ready to be carved away. You won't even see any of that. So join me again on Monday, and I will, which is my Monday, which is your Sunday, and I'll make sure you guys have a jolly good time. Let's see who's on. Nice. Excellent. And there's our logo in the top corner there, Aurora L6. What do you think of that? Give me a thumbs up if you like it, or give me a 1. Give me your feedback. Do you like the logo? It obviously looks like an aurora, either the northern lights or the southern aurora. It looks like a stringed instrument. It looks like a wavelength. It plays a lot of different personalities, you might say. Let me know your thoughts on that logo, and let me know, because that's for this model, and let me know what you think of all that stuff. Lone Mountain's on. We'll go to that guy. Let's see what he's up to. See you, Orby. Good to see you, my friend. Good on you. Raid. Lone Mountain. Knife. Co. See you later, guys and girls. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Everybody, bye for now. See you later.